We are back.
We're going to teach you a way to remember how you can tell the triangles are similar.
Miss Perez is going to sing a song to you.
And Mr. Lee is going to dance.
Well, sort of. I guess that's a song and a dance.
Okay, there are 3 ways that you can tell if triangles are similar. Angle, angle, side, 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 angle, side, but just don't be a...
We like to say that one in class as don't be an ass. So it's just not good to swear, and it's not good to be one of those. So that one doesn't work. Remember, ASS is one that will not work for triangle similarity. Okay?
It's no.
So the one we are going to work on today, you want to take that one?
Oh, yeah.
The one we're going to work on today, the 2 that we're going to work on is side, 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 and side, angle, side. But before we do that, we're going to review with you real quick the similarity between angle, angle, and proving that 2 triangles are similar by angle, angle. And that's what we're going to look at here. This is a review question. Okay, so they want us to prove if something is similar to ABC, triangle ABC. Well, the only way we can prove that right now, we know by angle, angle. So we're going to take a look at it. Triangle ABC is this one. Triangle CDE is that one, and triangle FGE is that one. Well, the only way I can prove that is if there's parallel lines, I could see if there were angles that were alternate interior or something like that. There are not any parallel markings. I know they look parallel, but there are no markings, so I can't just assume that. There's another neat little song about assume. So you don't want to assume things. We go by numbers, and we go by things that we know we can prove. So the only way I can prove if any of this is I need to find one more angle. Well, there is an angle I can mark on here because of vertical angles. This line crosses this one, and so this angle is congruent to that angle. Okay, now that that's true, I know that this triangle has angle, angle, and I know that this triangle has angle, angle. Therefore, the 2 triangles are going to be similar, so I'll follow the letters. A has to go with D.
Because they both have right angles. That's why we know that.
Okay, then B is this one, and it has no marking, and E has no marking. Then C is the one we marked, and C is going to be the one we marked by vertical angles. And we have it, so that'll work. Let me just do the other one. Okay, on the next one, they want me to look at these 2 triangles. Well, these letters, so I'm going to follow those letters. F, E, G. F, E, and G. So it's this triangle. I'll do it in red real quick so you can kind of see it. Okay, well, that one's inside of another triangle. Well, so there's no vertical angles up here to this one. They do both have 90s, but I can't link this triangle to this one in any way with an angle. So I've got to look more at these 2 triangles. So I'm going to look at these 2 triangles. This one has a 90, that one has a 90. That's great. But then it's a triangle inside of another triangle. So watch when I separate this. This will help you a bit. So I've got this one. Here's the big one, and it is angle, and it's C, D, and E. Everybody see the big one? Now watch when I do the one that they named, F, E, G. I'm going to just draw it a little bit smaller under it. And remember this because, it wasn't even hard to draw because I drew this one, and then I turned around and I drew that one just like it, just smaller. Okay? If you're ever doing that, that helps so much. You don't even really have to look at the picture. You don't have to become some kind of an artist. You just have to draw one the way it looks, and then draw another one similar to it, just smaller or bigger. It doesn't really matter. Okay, now watch where I put the letters. F, G, E. Well, we know G is here. I know E was the piece that we pulled right out in front, and then F is here. Okay, and I maybe should have moved it down just a little bit, but watch. I have an angle and I have an angle. Now when I pulled these apart, angle E was the exact same for both pictures. So that one has to be congruent. And I'm going to do it with 2 marks because on my other picture I had already done one mark and I don't want to mix that up. So these two triangles will be similar by angle, angle. So this one is yes by angle, angle. This one is yes by angle, angle. We'll just go backwards,
Writing
going
upward,
up.
yes.
And now I'll do my letters. So here's the letters. You ready? Okay, F went with C. So triangle C. E went with E. And G went with our D. And there's the two triangles similar by angle, angle for both things. Okay? So now we're going to move on and go into our lesson today, which is side angle, or side, side, and side angle, side.
Okay guys, so remember when we're talking about similarity, remember the word proportional. So that's what side, side, side has to do with. If you have two triangles and they have their sides labeled, which this one isn't. So if I were to label this ABC triangle with like 3, 5, and 10, okay, if I have the sides labeled on this one, then I have the sides labeled on this one. This isn't actually going to be proportional because I just am making up the numbers. So if I have all the sides labeled, what I have to do to figure out if they are similar is I have to find the proportions of each of the sides that go together. So as you can see right here, it says AB over RS. So if AB over RS matches BC over ST, so if those two are the same, and it's also the same as CA over TR, that means that the triangles are similar. In this case, again, my numbers are wacko, but if they come out to all be the same number, then you can say that the two triangles are similar. And also what you're finding when you do that is the scale factor. Remember back to our scale factor lesson.
And kind of another way you can kind of look at it too, once the numbers are on the pictures, once the numbers are, just remember, big has to go with big, medium numbers have to go with medium-sized numbers, and small numbers have to go with small numbers. So obviously the 10 and this 5 would go together, even though there's a 5 on this problem. This 3 is the medium number.
Is the smallest.
Or sorry, this 3 is the smallest number, so the 1 is the smallest number. Those would have to go together. And then obviously the 5 is the middle size number over here. The 2 is the middle size number over there. They would go together. Once you have that, you can set up your proportions. And remember, it never matters what you pick first. It only matters what you start picking next. Okay? All right, so we're going to start this. We're going to try it. Is either DEF or GHJ similar to triangle ABC? Well, here's ABC. Now, this is our main one right here, okay? So we're going to look at this one, and we're going to test it with this one, and then we're going to kind of forget that. We're going to take this one again, and we're going to test it with that one, because it might be similar to both. But it definitely is going to be similar to one of them. Could it be similar to neither one? You bet. So, I mean, that's a possibility too. So you just check your numbers. One thing that I do like about this one, and this doesn't happen on all problems, is they did show you for this first example, the letter or the numbers are colorized. So the colors actually will help you remember that. But just remember, if you can't remember the colors thing after this problem, or they don't have colors, big goes with big, medium goes with medium, small goes with small. Okay, so we're just going to start trying to match this up. Because we don't necessarily know if these letters go together right off the bat. We don't know if A really goes with D. We don't know if B really goes with E. We don't know if C really goes with F. So we're going by the numbers. We're going by the size of them. So 8 is our smallest number. I'm going to pick it. 8 goes with the smallest number over here. So I'm going to draw a line to it. Okay? And that's 6. And that should be equal to another fraction. We'll go the medium. 12 is the medium-sized number, and it goes with 9, the medium-sized number. So notice I chose 8 first, because that was the first one I picked, and it wouldn't have mattered. I could have chose any number from these two pictures. It would not have mattered. But if I chose that one first, all the numbers from that triangle have to go on top. all the numbers from the other triangle have to go on bottom. So if I chose 8, then I'm back here to 12, and then I'm over 9, is equal to our last fraction, and we'll draw a line between it. Biggest goes with biggest. So 16 over 12. Now let's just reduce them. Let's reduce them and see what we have. Or we could start cross multiplying and see if that really works, but we'd have to do more work that way. But either way does work. The fastest way would be just reduce them. So 8 divided by 6 is 1.3 repeating. 12 divided by 9, 1.3 repeating.
Yes.
And 16 divided by 12, 1.3 repeating. So are these two triangles similar? Absolutely. So now we have to make sure that we can, we would write a statement. It didn't ask for a statement, but I want to write a statement because just it helps, it's good practice for you. Okay, so I'm gonna say ABC. Remember, it never matters how you pick it first. Triangle ABC is similar to triangle. Now we need to match this up correctly. A is between the biggest and the smallest. It's between the biggest and the smallest. That's kind of sometimes the best way to look at, how do you know which letter goes with which letter? Go with the biggest and the smallest is what that made up the A, so you gotta go with biggest and smallest to make up that one. So the 12 and the 6, so it'd be D. And I believe it's gonna end up being DEF, isn't it?
Well,
We'll
that's
find
so
out.
nice.
B is A, that's the smallest and the medium. So smallest and medium between our red and green is E, and then F is the last letter. So it did work. And
Yay.
it is by side, side, side. So now I'm gonna test the next one. Told you I was gonna erase this stuff because I gotta kind of forget about it now. And now I'm going to go from that picture to this picture. All right, so we'll go a little bit faster on this one. Fraction equals a fraction equals a fraction. All right, what's gonna go with what? Well, I know that 8 is the smallest. 8 is the smallest over there, correct?
Yes.
So 8 over 8. 12 is the medium. 10 is the medium. So I'm going 12 over 10. And I already know that doesn't work, but we'll do it anyway. And then 16 and 16. Okay. This one will work, it's 1. This one's bigger than 1. This one's 1. Did not work. Therefore, this one is not similar.
Do you guys see that with side, side, side? That's why there's 3 S's, side, side, side. All 3 sides have to be the same number when you divide them and find the proportion.
Okay? All right.
Okay.
Now here's a problem where we can actually test it, or we're not testing it, we're actually gonna use the information to find a variable.
So it gives us a similarity statement. It says, okay, I want you to find x so that triangle ABC is similar to triangle DEF. Okay, this is really crucial. This is the part where we really need to make sure that our letters match up because we need to pick the right sides. So it doesn't matter because both pictures have an X. It doesn't matter which X picture I use. In my mind, I'm going to go for this one because that is way easier to work with than this one because there's like distributive and all that. There's extra stuff there. Okay, so I'm going to use this X minus 1. So I've got triangle ABC and I've got DEF. Now this is really important because just because this has an X, it doesn't mean that it goes with this side. So BC doesn't necessarily match with DF just because they both have X's, okay? So I'm going to go and look for, first of all, I'm going to look for my scale factor because that's going to be super helpful. And so my scale factor is going to be where I've got 2 numbers and no X's, 2 numbers that go together. Okay, so I'm going to follow the letters on this one. So I know that AB has a number, that's 4. And DE also has a number. So those 2 letters go together in the similarity statement. So, and they both have numbers. So that's my scale factor. So I'm going to go ahead and write that down first.
Remember that the scale factor is the fraction that helps us solve our problems.
Yeah. So, and for this problem, I need to use a fraction equals a fraction because remember, similarity is proportional with the sides. Okay, so I've got 4 over 12. That's my scale factor. Then fraction equals a fraction. Now I'm going to go back to my triangle that I started with, and I'm going to pick x minus 1, and then I'm going to match x minus 1 with what it matches with on this triangle. So x minus 1 is BC, and those letters match with EF on this other one, so that is 18, like that. So I've got fraction equals a fraction. Now I can cross multiply. Okay, so I'm going to circle up, and then I'm going to do 4 times 18. What is 4 times 18?
72.
72 equals, and then I've got 12 times x minus 1. So I'm going to do some simplifying over here, distribute. So I've got 72 equals 12x minus 12. Now the x on the right side, that's totally cool. We just want to get it by itself. So I'm going to add 12 to 72, and that's 90.
84.
It's a good thing Mr. Lee has a calculator equals 12x. Okay, we want to get x by itself, so I'm going to divide by 12. And 84 divided by 12 is?
You're 7.
X, 7?
Yep.
Nice. That is so good. Okay, we found x. That was so nice. That's it.
Piece of cake. Okay, we're going to test out this one. We're going to use this diagram, and we're going to see if any of the three triangles are similar to one another. We don't have letters to go off of. That's absolutely fine. I just have to pick 2 triangles that I want to work with, and then once I'm done with those 2 triangles, I need to work with the other 2 triangles. And we'll go from there, okay? So we may have to test this about 3 times. We'll see. I'm going to start with this one, and I'm going to start with this one. I have to make sure that I find, now there's no colors like I had on the last one, but I am going to remind you that if they give me all 3 sides here and they give me all 3 sides here, one picture is smaller than the other one, you're testing similarity, and the only one you can test is side, 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 because they gave you all 3 sides and all 3 sides. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to pick the smallest number, and I'm going to go find the smallest number over here. So the smallest number here is 20. The smallest number on this one is 24. So I know those 2 go together. So 20 over 24 better be equal to. I'm going to go the medium number here. That's 24. I'm going to go the medium number here. That's 30. I chose 20 here first on top, so 24 is on top, and then 30 is on bottom. I'm going to test those right now, because if those don't work, I don't even have to worry about that one to that one anymore. Okay? So I'm going to say 20 divided by 24, and that's 0.83333 repeating. And we'll see if it's 24 divided by 30, and it is not. That's 0.8. Did not work. Did not work. It doesn't work. Therefore, this triangle cannot be similar to this one.
And those are very close. Like in general and other things, it's like, okay, well, we could round that to be 0.8, but they're not the same, because this one does
They
not
have to be identical.
Yeah, the decimal, it has to be 0.83333 repeating both times.
And if I didn't want to do just the reducing of it, I could cross multiply. So 20 times 30 is 600, and 24 times 24 is 576, and you can see that doesn't work either. I mean, either way it doesn't work. Okay, so that one doesn't work. I'm not going to do that one. So I know that this triangle and this triangle are not similar to one another. So now I'm going to test this one with this one. So small again, so 20 over smallest number, and the smallest number here is 30 equals, now let's go medium and medium again. So medium is this one, 24, and the medium is the 36. Okay, let's just see what we get. I'm going to go 20 divided by 30, that's 0.66 repeating. That's 2/3. And then 24 divided by 36 is the same thing, 0.666 repeating with a 7 at the end.
Yay.
So it's 2/3. They're both 2/3. So that works. So now I might as well test the last one. I might as well test and see if this one matches. So this is the big, and see if it matches the big right there. So equals 26 over 39. Okay, so let's see what fraction that's gonna be. We already know this is 2/3, 2/3, and let's see if that turns into 2/3. 26 divided by 39 is 2/3.
Yay!
So it worked. So now we will write a statement. So, all right, which of the three triangles are similar? Write a statement. We're gonna finish that. We'll do that problem right here. I'm going to say, and remember, it never matters what I pick first. It only matters what I pick next. I'm gonna say triangle LMN is similar to triangle, if my board will write. Okay, if I said L's between the small and the medium and the large. So between the smallest side is 30, and the largest side is 39. So Y is my number to start with L. M is between the medium and the small, so find medium and small over there. That's going to be Z, because the 36 and the 30 are small and medium. And then N is the last one, and obviously our X is the last one.
So look how, even though our first one is alphabetical, second one is not, because we had to match the sides together. And Mr. Lee, look how he was saying like 30 and 36. Those sides meet at point Z. They don't meet anywhere else but at point Z. That's what he's saying when he's...
And that's yes by side angle side. Or sorry, side, side, side. Don't want to mix it up. Okay, it does say the shortest side of triangle similarity, the shortest side of a triangle similar to triangle RST is 12 units long. Find the other side lengths of triangle. I don't know where that problem came from, so I don't believe that even.
Yeah, that's, they don't even give you a scale factor or anything.
Yeah. Find the longest side. If that's, we're gonna forget about that part.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll fix that next time. Okay, we're gonna go on to the next one.
Okay, the next one is side angle side. So now look how it's in the picture I showed you and how it's written. The angle is in the middle of the two sides. That is exactly how it's gonna look in the picture. You're gonna have two sides that match up that are proportional, and in between those two sides, those sides make the angle that is gonna be exactly the same. So remember, angles are the same, sides, you have to divide them to make sure they're proportional. Okay, so look at this, like if we said that XZ was, not congruent, I'd have to put a number. Okay, so let's say XZ is 10 and MP is 5, and then XY is 6 and MN is 3. Okay, the two sides that I have, there's an angle in between, so that's good. We gotta check and make sure the angle actually is in between the two sides. Side, angle, side, side, angle, side, and here, side, angle, side. And then we have to divide the sides that match up to see if they're proportional. So 10 would go with 5. Okay, so we've got 10 over 5.
And if you're ever confused, just remember, it's kind of like all three of them again. Big goes with big, medium goes with medium, small goes with small. But in this case, it will just be big, big, small, small.
Yeah, there's only two.